Hello everybody, this is Steve Street Monk saying hello to everybody. Today I want to talk to you about meteorites. You're probably asking yourself, why meteorites? Well, when you're on the street, you spend a lot of time outdoors, of course, and part of that spending time outdoors is that you get to see things that go on at night that most people in the city won't be able to see, which are meteorites. Of course, meteorites come out usually out in the dark times, late, late evening, and throughout the night, and at dawn as well. So, anyways, that's one of the beautiful things about sometimes being out in the street, is that you're really in tune with nature. You're close to the ground, you're close to the dirt, close to the rocks, close to the branches, close to the little mini animals like ants and stuff. And of course, when you're out here, you don't want to be rolling around and around the ants or in the dirt. You try to avoid those places, kind of clean up. But anyways, you're very earthy, very close to the earth, very connected. So meteorites viewing out here is part of that connection. You're connecting with the earth, you're connecting with outside of the earth. Really awesome topic, I believe. I believe you'll like this. About 6 years ago, in 2015, I believe, 6 years ago, I came across what triggered my search for the meteorite. I was standing alongside a friend. It was around 9-ish, maybe 10-ish. And I looked up behind him. It was dark out, and above the trees was a huge light, like a giant sparkler. Kind of knew what it could have been, and it was just covered so much of a great part of the sky. I figured out right away it was a meteorite, but the sparkling part I couldn't figure out. And anyways, it looked like it was heading towards us. It was very close. It looked like maybe about 10 miles away up in the sky. Looked like it was heading towards us. And as I followed it, I told my friend, hey, I mean, this was how close it was. That it gave us a lot of time. My friend turned around and looked at it, and he saw it as well. Good 25, 30, 45 seconds it took. And as it was breaking apart, that sparkling was the breaking apart of the meteorite. It looked like it came to an end. It all of a sudden just shut off, and that was it. So I told my friend, I go, hey, let's go look around. I think that meteorite landed right close to us. So we went out for about an hour looking around. And the funny thing about it, since we didn't know much about meteorites, he asked me what it might look like. I go, well, look for a hole in the ground, look for fire that might be where it hit, a smashed car, or a hole in a wall or something like that. That's what we're going to look for. So that night we spent an hour looking around, and of course it was too dark anyway. We couldn't find it. We could not find it. So anyways, I woke up early in the morning thinking that I was going to return back. And actually, I did find something very unusual, a rock that looked like it barreled through some trees and hit the ground and just splat. I picked up those fragments. They were very magnetic, which was a good sign of meteorites I found. So I picked it up, and I still have it until this day. Anyway, that triggered a search for meteorites. And since then, I've been all over Ontario and several cities looking for meteorites. And I got a collection of maybe 10, 15 of them. One or two might be one, like the one I found, and another one. There's quite possibilities. So anyways, that triggered my interest in meteorites. Well, I want to talk to you about the other meteorites I've seen. The second one I've seen is the memorable one. Is a comet. Could have been early in the morning, 9-ish or so. And I was at a park, close to a park, and I saw what looked like a moving star. It had two tails, though. It's funny. One tail was going one way, another tail was going another way. And at that time, I didn't know much about comets. I knew it probably had one tail. Didn't realize it had two until later. and it seemed to be going at odds with the travel of the tail. And I thought that was very, very peculiar, because the tails were going one direction, and the comet head was going not even the opposite, more of an angle. So I found that bizarre. Anyway, that ended up hanging around for about 10-15 minutes, and then it went over the Big Bear Mountains. That was really cool. It was odd. I seemed to be the only one that saw it, because I followed up on it. Nobody else seemed to have saw it. But that was another occasion which I thought was really cool, watching a comet that very few people had seen other than me. Let's see. Another really big meteorite that I really kind of enjoyed talking about is one that, well, I was seated. I was looking into the sky, and all of a sudden there was a pinpoint of white light just out of nowhere in the dark sky, and it started growing and growing and growing. A lot of times it looks like airplanes from a distance, and it's easy to confuse them. But this one was moving quite fast, getting large quite fast, but it did come from the direction of our airport that we have here. And so I followed it. No, then it ended up being a meteorite, and it was coming towards me. And as it was coming, it was growing, and as it was coming closer and closer, as I was looking up, it was the size of a softball. It was white, size of a softball with a tail behind it, and it just zoomed right overhead at a really fast speed. Definitely more faster than our airplanes. And I watched it pass overhead, and then it disappeared about 30 miles further out into the ocean. Right now in Ontario, we're about 45 miles away from the ocean. So, and it ended up going overhead and into the ocean area. I looked up the information, and it did land somewhere out in the ocean somewhere. As another one was pretty neat around the same area. I was sitting down, maybe watching a video or something, and I heard a buzzing overhead, and it just freaked me out. I thought it was a wasp landing in my hair, and I went like this, and to shake off that wasp hair stood out end too. It was like really weird. And I go, what the heck? And there's no buzzing, no bees, no nothing, no wasps. I looked overhead, and there was a meteorite, once again, really low, and coming in very large, softball looking again, and coming right overhead, boom. And that was funny, because I never knew that meteorites would make noises, at least that kind of noises. I looked it up on the internet, and they're not quite sure if they do make noises. I confirm meteorites do make noises when they come overhead. But the funny thing about it is that I heard it and I felt it before I saw it. So that was pretty interesting. But that was really cool. It went overhead, and people did see it afterwards and took note of it. And then there's the other group of meteorites, which are like explosive meteorites. They come into the atmosphere and explode. One of them was beautiful. It was a green one that broke up over our mountains, and it's like that monster sign where it's like three spikes that came down all like a lime green color. When it exploded, it came down and just kind of came down very slowly, and really beautiful lime green, translucent. I mean, it was just very pretty. Another one I saw was over the ocean. That one was incredible. That one was huge. That was large, and its tails went down what seemed like for miles, because it looked like a cascade of purple color. It was beautiful. It's just boom. Have you ever seen a willow tree? It has a lot of beautiful long branches, leaves and stuff, and when that exploded, it cascaded down for it seemed like forever. purplish in color. Beautiful, beautiful colors, beautiful sight. And of course, you have the black background in the back. So that was very gorgeous. And let's see. And the other one I saw was pretty spectacular. This one looked like a bolt of lightning. As it entered, it's very faint, it's small. But as I looked up, it came down in such a zigzag formation. It was crazy. It came down, then it went split sharp to the left, then to cracked to the right for a long ways. Then went down, then shot back up. It was like faster than anything I've seen. And I've heard these things go hundreds of thousands of miles per hour. So it looked like a lightning bolt, and bam, 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 and it covered so much of the sky. I would say about 500, 500 miles of space up there. It was just incredible to see. Definitely was a meteorite, small one though, but that was so super fast, and I saw it for a long time, so that was pretty crazy. So anyway, that's pretty much it. All others are just regular. The ones we do see here, because it's a city, they have to be pretty much somewhat close. So I've seen several others, very pretty ones as well. But like I said, you have to be. I see maybe 2 a year, so they're still very rare for one to see them, and pretty amazing. I collect rocks, and that might or might not be meteorites. They're very heavy, metallic, and very black, reds, or rusty colors too. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I want to take much more of your time. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's like I said, we're out here in the streets. We're part of this planet. Very earthy out here, and that includes astronomy, everything that's outside the earth as well. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. Hasta luego. See ya.